It's being called the storm of the century. In just a few terrifying hours, Hurricane Melissa tore across Jamaica, unleashing winds so powerful they ripped roofs from homes, uprooted centuries-old trees, and left entire communities cut off from the world. This was no ordinary storm. With sustained winds near 185 miles per hour, Hurricane Melissa made landfall as a Category 5 monster, the strongest hurricane ever recorded to strike Jamaica directly.
Look what's happening now, people. Tap up the live people and share the live people. See, that's a car.
What unfolded was a night of destruction, fear, and resilience, as an island of nearly 3 million people faced one of nature's most violent forces head-on. On the morning of October 28, 2025, meteorologists confirmed what many had feared for days. Hurricane Melissa, a rapidly intensifying system in the Caribbean Sea, had strengthened into a Category 5 hurricane, packing winds close to 185 miles per hour, or nearly 300 kilometers per hour. By early afternoon, Melissa's eye made landfall near New Hope, on Jamaica's southwestern coast. Within minutes, power lines went down. Communication towers collapsed. Coastal towns were hit by walls of water reaching nearly 4 meters high. Satellite images showed a perfectly formed eye surrounded by massive thunderstorm bands, evidence of one of the most powerful hurricanes ever to develop in the Atlantic basin.
Barely could see the hut. Okay, you got it.
The storm's central pressure had dropped to an astonishing 892 millibars, placing it among the top tier of hurricanes in recorded history. The storm moved slowly, about 8 miles per hour, meaning Jamaica endured hours of unrelenting winds and torrential rain. By nightfall, the scale of the destruction was becoming clear. Homes were flattened in parishes like Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, and Manchester. Floodwaters turned streets into rivers. Landslides cut off mountain roads, trapping families in their homes. Initial reports confirmed at least 3 fatalities, though authorities warned that number could rise once communication is fully restored to isolated areas. Across the island, emergency shelters filled up quickly. Church halls, schools, and community centers becoming lifelines for thousands seeking refuge from the howling winds. Electricity was knocked out for large portions of the island, leaving entire cities in darkness. Cell service and internet connections failed in multiple regions, making it nearly impossible for families to reach loved ones. One resident from the coastal town of Savannah, Lamar, described the moment the storm hit. "We heard the wind roar like a freight train. The whole house was shaking. We prayed the roof would stay on, but by midnight it was gone." For many Jamaicans, the night of October 28th will forever be remembered as one of terror and survival. Jamaica's Prime Minister declared a national state of emergency, calling Hurricane Melissa the most dangerous storm to ever strike our shores.
Respect for you give them, guys.
Military units were deployed for rescue operations, while emergency response teams worked through flooded roads to reach communities in the hardest-hit western parishes. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, coordinated shelters and relief efforts, urging residents to stay indoors until the all-clear was given. International assistance is already being prepared. Neighboring countries, including the United States, Canada, and members of CARICOM, have expressed readiness to send humanitarian aid, medical teams, and essential supplies. Despite the magnitude of the disaster, authorities credited early warnings for preventing an even greater loss of life.
Lord God! Lord God! Father! Father! What up?
Jamaica's meteorological service had issued alerts several days in advance, prompting large-scale evacuations in coastal areas most at risk from storm surge. Still, as Prime Minister Andrew Holness noted, no amount of preparation could have fully protected us from a storm of this magnitude. Even as Jamaica reels from Melissa's landfall, the storm is far from over. As of Tuesday evening, Melissa was moving north-northeast toward eastern Cuba and the southeastern Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Islands. Meteorologists warn that even though some weakening is expected as it passes over land, the hurricane will likely remain a major Category 4 storm over open water. Forecasters are particularly concerned about rainfall totals. Some areas could see more than 40 inches, or about 1 meter, of rain. This brings extreme risk of flash flooding and deadly landslides, especially in mountainous terrain across Cuba and Hispaniola. The National Hurricane Center continues to urge coastal residents in the Bahamas and southern Florida to monitor the storm's path closely, as even a slight shift could alter where Melissa heads next. In the aftermath of Melissa, the stories emerging from Jamaica reveal both heartbreak and hope. In Montego Bay, a nurse named Claudine recounted spending 12 hours caring for patients in a hospital that lost power during the height of the storm. In Kingston, community volunteers braved flooded streets to deliver food and water to stranded neighbors. Social media posts show Jamaicans forming human chains to pull people to safety through rising waters. And while homes were destroyed and livelihoods shattered, the spirit of unity has been unshakable. Local radio stations, some broadcasting on backup generators, became the voice of reassurance, sharing updates, coordinating rescue efforts, and giving comfort to those who couldn't reach loved ones. International messages of support have also poured in. The United Nations, Red Cross, and World Food Program have all pledged aid. Caribbean leaders have emphasized the importance of regional solidarity, saying Jamaica's recovery will be a shared mission for the entire region. Hurricane Melissa is being compared to some of the most destructive storms in modern Caribbean history. Yet for Jamaica, the lessons are deeply personal. The island's vulnerability to intense hurricanes, coastal flooding, and landslides has been well known. But Melissa's strength has raised serious questions about how communities can better prepare for such extremes in the future. Officials are already assessing long-term needs, rebuilding infrastructure to higher standards, improving drainage systems, and strengthening communication networks that failed under pressure. There is also growing recognition of the emotional toll such disasters leave behind. Counselors and community leaders are emphasizing mental health support for survivors who lost homes or loved ones. But amid the devastation, Jamaica's resilience continues to shine through. Rebuilding will take time, but as one local official put it, Jamaica has faced storms before. We will rise again, stronger, smarter, and united. As Hurricane Melissa moves on toward Cuba and the Bahamas, the people of Jamaica are beginning the long, difficult journey to recovery. For now, the focus remains on rescue operations, restoring power, and reuniting families. But even in the darkest moments, stories of bravery and compassion are emerging, reminders that humanity often shines brightest in times of crisis. If you're watching this and wondering how to help, check official aid organizations like the Jamaican Red Cross, UNICEF, or the World Food Program. Every contribution, no matter how small, can make a real difference. Let's keep Jamaica and everyone in the Caribbean in our thoughts tonight, as they rebuild, recover, and remind the world of what true resilience looks like. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay updated on Hurricane Melissa's track and recovery efforts, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for verified, fact-based updates.
I think she just made landfall.
Good. We are complaining about, see there? Roof them are go.
Look over here, look on this thing top here, sir. Look on this thing top, don't look up, you know. See there?